Every day, children are reported abused and neglected. Many of these children are eventually placed into the foster care system, which can be a confusing and emotionally troubling experience for the child who feels he or she has no one to turn to or no one to trust. A local nonprofit organization needs your help. All the details on how you can make a difference in your community is coming up next on Polk Place. Hi, welcome to Polk Place. I'm your host, Tina Mann, and joining me in the studio today is Diane Schmeltz, who's the Recruitment and Community Outreach Coordinator with the Guardian Ad Litem program.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Thank you.
As always, I'd like to start out with just an overview of what the Guardian Ad Litem program does for Polk County, Highlands County, and Hardee County.
Perfect, great. A lot of people don't know. You say the name and people give you this blank stare, like, Guardian what? You know,
Kind of a weird name.
It is, it really is. A lot of times people think they're going to have to take the kids into their home and be the guardian. Not it at all.
Okay.
We become the children's voice. So children are removed from a home because of abuse or neglect. A judge assesses the situation, and if he feels it's necessary for the kids to basically be under the state protection, that's when the guardian program gets appointed. So we are judge appointed, and we have a couple roles. The judge wants us to gather information by talking to the children, by talking to their caregiver, foster care. Maybe they are a grandmother who's suitable. We talk to teachers and doctors. Anybody who knows the children, we gather information, and then our volunteers work as part of a team with a coordinator and an attorney. So you don't need to be an attorney, you don't need any special background, because we give you a support team. And we figure out what we are going to recommend that we believe is best for the child. And we actually send reports to the judge, and we go into court and tell the judge what we believe is in the best interest of these kids. Judges take us very seriously because that's our focus. We have no other agenda going on. We are just looking out for the children. Now, while we do that, we become maybe the only consistent adult in the world of those kids. They are moved from place to place. They change schools. Very often in foster care, 2 or 3 siblings might be separated because there just aren't enough beds in one foster home. So they need to know somebody cares. There is an adult that they matter to, and that's the bigger role. When we can step in and let these kids know you're important. I worry about you. I'm going to watch to make sure you're okay until hopefully we can get you back with your mom and dad. If they can correct the issues that cause the kids to be removed, fabulous. If not, when they're given every opportunity, we don't want these kids growing up in foster care or in the system. We then look for, is there another way to close the case? Could they be adopted? Could they be maybe placed with a relative long term? So we really see the whole picture, but focusing on the kids.
It's such an important role you play. I mean, we've talked many times about the fact that I have 3 adopted kids, and they had the most phenomenal guardian ad litem who walked from them from the time they were put into foster care until the adoption was finalized, and even afterwards. I still send him periodic pictures, and he loves to hear how the kids are doing. But it's such a need for you guys, because often the kids in these situations don't feel like they have a voice. They don't feel like anybody's listening to what they want or their input. So you guys play an important role. I know recently you guys have had a big jump in numbers, haven't you?
There has been. We were hovering, about 1,700 kids had been removed from homes in the county, and a few months ago it jumped to almost 2,000. So there is a need. We have almost 800 volunteers, which sounds phenomenal, and it is, but with 2,000 kids, that's not enough. Not every child has a guardian yet. We know when school goes back in session in August 10th, those next few weeks, kids are going to be pulled because teachers are now going to see things. Kids are going to tell teachers. A lot of times, the children not only don't feel they're listened to, they don't know who to trust. If I tell, maybe they told something and then they got removed from the home and now everybody's mad at them. They're not sure who they can trust. So the guardian becomes their trusted friend, the person they know they can confide in, that's huge. Every person can remember a handful of people that influence them along their way to becoming young adults. if you don't have that, I don't know how you survive. And our volunteers, they worry about two things. One is, oh my gosh, how long will this take? How much time every month? It's not that bad. Average 7-8 hours a month. But it's flexible. You do it when it works for you. Right. And then we have a lot of volunteers, a lot of women. We only have about 25% men, and we need men because we need good male role models.
Oh, definitely.
But a lot of times the women will say, you know, my husband's worried where I will have to go. No one is ever going to be unsafe or uncomfortable. We're not going to put you in that situation. But usually I was like, well, get your husband to do it with you. Do it as a team. And that's great because usually one sees a little bit more the positive, maybe one the negative, but boy, they see the picture. They don't miss anything.
That's a good point because I know that a lot of these kids are from bad areas, so I can see where that would be a concern. Who makes the best volunteers?
Oh gosh, we have volunteers with GEDs, volunteers with doctorates, everything in between. We have volunteers that were children in the system themselves, and they knew how it felt. We can't teach somebody that. So I really believe that people coming from all unique backgrounds and walks of life and experiences and life lessons, we can use you because we can match you with needs of the children. The one thing, we want people to come in being idealistic and wanting the very, very best for the kids. A lot of times people worry that they're going to be too emotional. I'll get too attached. We don't lose volunteers because they get attached. Right. We lose them because they get frustrated. And it is the system. You know, you adopted.
I do.
It is slow, it is flawed. But if we're frustrated, imagine those children. If we walk away when it gets tough, we become like everybody else in their world. And that's the one difference we want to be. So the volunteer I want is the one that wants the world for the kids, but has realistic expectations about what we will be able to accomplish. Not that we don't want to accomplish as much as we possibly can, but sometimes we don't have good options. We're going to make a recommendation and we don't have the best choices. But because you have a support team and we really try to think out of the box and what else can we do, and that during this time in their life, kids know I mattered. Right. Somebody was watching out for me, and we have volunteers that kids reach out to them years later. We had a volunteer who just got a wedding invitation from a young lady. She was her guardian when she was 14, and she's now like 28 and getting married.
That is awesome.
Yeah, I was like, wow, that's when you've really made an impact, and it doesn't take that much. You know, just be there, be present.
And that's the most important things you guys are doing. I mean, I know you're advocating on the part of the kids, but it's really about somebody being just that knowing they can look back and say somebody was on my side.
Absolutely.
They may not have gotten their recommendations or anything, but they were on my side. They were advocating for me. They were trying.
Exactly.
And a lot of times these kids don't have that. Right. I know I've been the rock for my own kids. I was thankful for their guardian because he was the rock. He was the only stability that they knew for, you know, the 3 years that it took them from placement to adoption.
Yeah.
So I was thankful for that because he had already created that bond that allowed them to bond with me then.
Right.
So.
And we really work with the foster parents because they're a wealth of information. They have these kids 24/7. They can let us know what's going on. Are there behavior changes? How are things at school? They can really give us tremendous information, and then we have the attention of the judge. So we can make recommendations and get services and things for these children, whether they need psychological evaluations and maybe counseling, whatever it happens to be. So if we work together for the betterment of the kids, we can just kind of move mountains. We really can.
If someone's listening and they're like, I want to do that, I want to participate, what's the process that they go through?
Okay. There is an application process. I talk to everybody. We call it an interview. It's really more get to know you, get to know who you are, do a better job matching you up with a coordinator. We do fingerprints, so we do background checks. It is FBI, so it's nationwide. Anybody with a felony, we cannot put you with children, but there are some misdemeanors that, you know, they happened a while ago and perfectly fine, but we really do we get to know our volunteers. We get to know who you are. The best thing to do is call me. My direct line is 863-534-2547. A lot of times people can't remember the phone. Oh, I don't have a pen. And we started our own mini website where you can go to becomeaguardian.org. recruitment.com. Very easy to remember. There is a little information sheet, and then when they hit submit, it comes right to my computer.
Nice.
I can then email them back, I can call, I can send information, let them know when trainings are coming up, send the application to them. Sometimes people say, I'm not ready to volunteer, I just would like some information. And we are more than willing to, you know, give you anything. If it's not the right fit, it's not the right fit.
Right.
But there are a lot of volunteering opportunities out there, and you will find the right fit. But if you don't check into it and get the information, you might never know what an impact you can have.
That's an excellent point. So once they do decide to become a guardian and go through the application process, what's next? Do you have trainings?
Yes, we have trainings. I do I get the applications, I do a short interview, we set them up for training. Part of training is homework. We've streamlined training because everybody's busy. Yes. They do some of it at home by watching videos and reading some information on the computer. And then we bring them in. We have monthly classes in Bartow. We offer morning and evening classes to accommodate those that are working full-time. So we try to make it as accessible as possible to get training in. We also have started, we've realized there's a need. So, Polk County's big, and we are respectful of how far people have to travel. So once every 2 to 3 months, we are scheduling a one-day training up in the Davenport, Haines City, Poinciana area for those people.
Right.
So instead of coming 2 days for 3.5 to 4 hour classes, they come to 1 6.5, 7 hour class in their area. So that has made it more accessible because we got kids in those outreaching areas of the county. We need people in all areas.
And it's growing out there.
Oh, it is. It's really growing. So those are every 2 to 3 months. If we have the need, we'll put them on. We'll put classes on there monthly too if there's a need out there. Until we can get 100% coverage of these kids, we're going to be doing lots of classes.
I know that's your primary need, which is the Guardian Litem program, but is there any other way people can help? Do you take donations or anything like that?
We do. We have our nonprofit, which is a 501c3, so all donations are tax deductible. We don't have a lot of storage, so we can't take used clothes that are in good condition. You know, we do occasionally need furniture, and we help with that. If people want to donate toys, you know, we always have kids with birthdays, or they've passed a test, or they've passed this grade. It's so nice to be able to provide our volunteers with toys and things that they can take to the children. So we always have a need for that. Teens, nobody ever knows what to get the teens. If people say, you know, well, I've got a sewing group, or I've got my Bible study group. If anybody wants to buy us gift cards and give us some $15 gift cards, wonderful for a teen to be able to put a $15 gift card in a congratulations card.
Right.
Wow. They feel so special.
And they love being able to go and spend that money themselves.
And they don't ever have that.
No, they don't.
So we kind of think outside the box. We've got some volunteers that have gotten kids, their passion is golfing or tennis or swimming. They're taking the kids and teaching them how to play tennis or golf. So we really are looking at how can we make life a little more normal. Let them be a normal kid and not just a foster kid where they already feel separated and different.
And that stigma in school, they get made fun of it. I mean, to this day, my kids get sometimes bullied for being adopted or have been in foster care, and it's hard.
And if the kids don't have an adult telling them, it's not you.
Right.
It is not your fault.
They blame themselves.
They blame themselves.
And other kids blame them too.
Yes. Yes. So to have that adult that reinforces that you matter, and you're smart, you are not doing well in school because you've missed so much school and you don't have the basics, and we're going to get you a tutor. It's not that you're not smart. You can do this, and we're going to help you get there.
Well, you guys run an amazing program, and I know personally I thank you from the bottom of my heart for what you guys do, and I would encourage anybody out there who's able to either donate or volunteer their time to, call you.
That'd be great. Oh, we would love it. It energizes me when I see the community support and the people coming in and the difference they're making. You know, sometimes people say, oh my gosh, you've been doing this almost 15 years. I started as a volunteer. How can you do it? It's got to be so depressing. Oh no. Not when you see the people and the gifts that they bring and the impact they're making. It's rejuvenating.
Absolutely, because for every one really bad, you have so many success stories.
Exactly.
So, thank you for what you do, and thank you for coming out today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
The Guardian Ad Litem program is helping to make a positive impact in the lives of these children by training volunteers to be a powerful voice for the children's best interest, while also becoming a mentor, encourager, and friend. There is an urgent need for volunteers to make sure the children in our community have a strong advocate at their side. Guardian Ad Litem monthly training opportunities are available throughout September. Morning and evening classes are available, and they take place at 205 East Main Street in Bartow. There is no cost for the training. For more information, you can give the Guardian Ad Litem office a call at 863-534-2547 or look them up on the web at becomeaguardian.com.